Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Zoe and today's video is going to be a full coverage Friday video. I am so excited for the foundation I'm going to be using today because I have wanted to try it for so long. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see how this foundation performs, how long it lasts, if it looks good, so on and so forth. And if you guys are excited as well, give this video a thumbs up. I know you guys love these videos. I love making these videos. Alright, if you want to follow me on any of my social media accounts, they will be all linked in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, join the family, help us grow, and if you want to see what foundation I'm using today, then just keep watching. Go ahead and prime my face. I am going to be using the PIXIE Beauty Rose Caviar Essence because it has glycerin in it. It really helps everything just stick to your skin and last. I'm gonna try not to mess up my brows today. Pay attention. So for the next one, I'm gonna be using the POREFESSIONAL. I have this little baby one right here. I'm gonna be using this to fill in my pores. So I'm gonna put it right here in this area and kind of drag it out. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using the HUDA Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. I am so excited that Sephora carries this in store now because I have been wanting to try it, but I'm so skeptical about buying foundations online because I have a really hard time matching my skin tone. We're going to go in on one side with a sponge and one side with a brush. So this is going to be my sponge side. This is going to be my brush side. I am just using the Real Techniques sponge. I don't know what the sponge is called. And then my Morphe M439 brush. I know I need to clean it. I know. So we're going to go in with the sponge side first. I'm going to start with the light layer because I don't know how well this is going to cover. I do know that this is a full coverage foundation, but I don't know like how full coverage, so I'm not going to go like crazy with it right now. I also don't really know how like fast it dries or what. I have no idea. I have no idea how this foundation wears. It smells good, but it smells like hairspray. Kind of. It does smell really good though. But if you are sensitive to scents, then you might not like this. Because it is, like I can smell it on my face. It smells like I have perfume on my face. But like I legit think it smells like a hair care product. Like, I don't know what kind of hair product, but it smells like a hair product. Just weird, but do you guys see how full holy crap. Wow. I didn't even put a lot on. That is full coverage. Holy crap. I do still see like a few spots peeking through. Again, I really didn't put on a whole lot. But, wow, it looks really good. Even with the sponge, it looks really good. You guys know my dilemma with using a sponge for foundation. The coverage isn't usually as good with a sponge. But, wow, okay. I'm really happy with this coverage. And the finish looks so pretty. I hope it stays like this. I hope it doesn't like oxidize or get too matte as it dries. Because right now it looks pretty. Oh, and I am in the shade Tres Leches for this foundation. Yeah, it matches pretty well. Here's one layer on. As you can see, it's kind of luminous. It's not too flat matte. I do feel like it's supposed to be matte. I'm not sure. I'll try to read the notes on it in a minute, but right now it looks so good. Like the finish of it looks like phenomenal up close. Like I can't wait till I show you guys a close-up of this. But I am going to cover it up some more because I do still see a lot of spots, and I'm pretty sure it's just because I used a sponge and I really didn't go in with a lot of product. So we'll see how it layers. Alright, so light pressure, only covering up those areas that I needed to cover up. All right, so 2 layers on, we're good. Still looks phenomenal up close, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the brush side and see how well it covers over here. I think I may have went in with a little bit more product over here, so, oops. All right. When you're blending this out, you can really smell it. But it seems to go away, because when I was done with this side, I couldn't smell it anymore, but right now as I'm blending it, I can smell it a lot. Okay, so yeah, that covered like way better than with the sponge. I might have to buy this foundation. This foundation's, I really hope this wears well, because my hopes are like up here for this foundation. So again, this is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation in Tres Leches. If you want to try this foundation and you don't want to buy it, go to your Sephora and see if they have a Huda Beauty counter, and then get a sample of it. That's what I did, just to try it out for a little bit, and it does have like probably like 3 or 4 good uses out of it. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys some close-ups, show you each side, show you everything up close and personal. Okay, all right, so we're gonna start off with the sponge side. Here we go. See, as you can tell, like over here, you can kind of still see this and this and this area peeking through. So like the sponge side didn't cover like as well, it kind of took some of the coverage away. So it's not really clinging horribly to areas, which is good, because I do have some dry spots in this area right here, but it doesn't look too like bunched up right there. It just kind of looks like it's sitting on top of it. But over my skin, it looks pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to the brush side. So as you can tell, the brush side covered up so much better, and it was just 1 layer as opposed to the other side that had a couple of layers. So as you can see up close, it looks super good on the skin. It actually kind of, now that it's dry, it's just a little bit tacky, so I may have to go over it with some powder. I don't really know yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time to dry, but it also kind of dried down to like a powder consistency, almost like the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It almost has the same exact finish. But I do still see, you know, a little bit of shininess peeking through, which is good. This side definitely covered so much better than this side, in my opinion. I hope you guys can tell, but this side, one and done. This side, I had to coat it a few times. I coated it twice, but then I went over the spot over here like 3 times. Still didn't cover with the sponge, so that's okay, but definitely liking the brush side much more. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, and then I'll come back and give you one more close-up with everything on so you can see how everything's sitting, and then I will update you throughout the day, okay? So I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, so I'm back with my makeup on, my hair fixed. Yeah, the makeup looks really good still. All right, so it's 1:19 right now. I've had this on for about an hour, like 45 minutes to an hour. Because I had to finish up my makeup. No, probably an hour, probably a full hour, because I had to finish up my makeup and then I had to do my hair. So either an hour or a little bit over an hour. It's 1:20 right now. So I've had this on for a good while already, but it still looks pretty good. It still looks the exact same, sitting on my skin pretty well. I'll zoom you guys in so you can have a really good close-up look really quickly. All right, so here's an up close. I'm gonna give you a full face visual first. So here's my full face. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back in on the sponge side. So this is the sponge side. So it is sitting pretty well. This little spot right here, if you're wondering what it is, there was like a flap of like dead skin. I know, so gross. Just kind of hanging on, and I just pulled it off, so obviously there wasn't any makeup underneath it, so it just kind of left this dark mark right here. Okay, and then here is the brush side. Also, I did take a picture for you guys with flash so you can see if it has any flashback. It does not. I'll insert the picture so you can see it. It did not have any flashback, which is awesome. So, yeah, so far I really like this foundation, like a lot. I did have to put powder over it, so that's what you saw on my skin, like was with the foundation and some powder on top. I absolutely had no problem putting powder on it. It didn't look cakey or anything like that. Love. So far, I really hope this foundation wears well because I really like how this looks on my skin. So the shade range, there are 30 different shades, which is phenomenal. The coverage is full, obviously. The finish is natural. And then it says that it can be used for any kind of skin type, normal, dry combination, and oily. And it costs $40 for the bottle, and it comes with 1.18 ounces. So a lot of foundations are just 1 ounce, and this is 1.18, so it is a little bit more than a lot of foundations, which is a good thing because the price is kind of higher so far. I'll update you guys in a little bit. All right, guys, so it is currently 4:30. It's currently 4:30. It's 4:29. I'm holding the camera, that's why it's like all up in my face. All right, so I just looked in a mirror and everything looks pretty good still, but I am a lot more dewy than I was when I put on this foundation, but that is totally okay with me because I love dewy foundations. My skin is more normal to dry, not really too dry, but it's more normal than anything, but I really like dewy foundations. I like my skin to look like it's luminous, so my oils are definitely peeking through. So if you do have oily skin, be cautious of that because I've had this on for about 4.5 hours now, and that's a pretty decent amount of time, but if you want to wear this all day long, then that might be a problem for you if you have oily skin. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a close-up of everything. All right, so here's the sponge side. As you can tell, like, my skin looks a little bit more oily or kind of more slippery. It's still covered very well. Everything's still lasting on my skin. Again, there's that spot that I told you about earlier. It's getting kind of oily around my nose, but that's expected, at least for me. I always have a problem around my nose, but everything else looks really good. And honestly, I feel like the longer I've been wearing it, the more it's starting to look like skin. Okay, and then here is the brush side. So the brush side, definitely around my nose, right here. It's not as oily as over here. Can you tell the difference? So the sponge side is definitely a lot more oily, I guess, than the brush side. Here's an overall view of my face. Like I said, it is a little bit more dewy than it was when I put it on, but again, it doesn't bother me. Just be mindful if you're oily. I will update you guys again in a few hours, probably with my final update. But yeah, I will see you guys in a little bit. So it's currently 8:49, almost 8:50. So I've had this makeup on for almost 9 hours. 9 hours this foundation has been on my face. That's a long freaking time, okay? It honestly looks pretty dang good up close. I will say my oils definitely came through, but in my opinion, like, it's not that big of a deal to me. You can either blot, you can reapply powder, if you don't like that, but I like my skin to kind of be like glowy and like greasy looking. I know it sounds kind of gross, but in my opinion, it just looks more natural, and then like you're just glowing. So my oily girls, be cautious of that. Oils definitely do peek through, but I'm going to go ahead and blot just to see like how oily I actually am. So yeah, not that much, but did it help? Okay, yeah, so it definitely helped blotting. Yeah, there you go. Not terrible, but could be better, I guess. I still have on the same lipstick, that's why it's like broken up and gross looking now. I haven't like reapplied my lipstick. I know. But here, I'm gonna give you guys a close up again. Sponge side, brush side. So here's a full face. So it's kind of breaking apart here in my chin crease, but I do have kind of a more prominent chin crease right here from my lip to my chin. But yeah, okay, so here we go. Here's the sponge side. And here we go with the brush side. I still stand by my word earlier. I do think that this side still looks better even right now for wearing it after this long. I think this side just held up a lot better. But honestly, I really like this foundation. I'm very shocked. It is kind of a pricier foundation, but I have been wanting to try this foundation out for a long time. It sits so beautifully on top of my skin, which is amazing. And for me, the fact that you start to kind of get oils that come up and surface, that's a plus for me. If you don't have dry skin and you do have oily skin, you might not like that at all. You might absolutely hate that. Or if you like a matte finish to stay a matte finish, where you don't really have to blot or reapply powder or something like that, you just don't have to touch up, then you might not also like this about this foundation. Yeah, overall, I really like this foundation. This might actually be a foundation that I might have to add to my collection because it looked so freaking good all day long. I don't have anything bad to say about this foundation. It's just if you have oily skin, you might not like it. But yeah, I definitely recommend this for my girls who have a lot to cover, who have drier skin, who have more normal skin. So yeah, that is it for this full coverage Friday video. I will say goodbye to you guys in my outro. Alright guys, so that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this full coverage Friday and learned something about this foundation. Are you gonna buy it? Do you think it's good? Like, let me know down in the comments because right now I love it, but we'll see how I feel at the end of the day. Again, I'm doing this outro a little bit earlier so that the room is well lit and it's a formal outro and not, you know, what it has been in the past couple videos. But if you want to follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, those all will be linked in the description below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, join our family, help us grow, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!